Welcome to Fairy World, and I personally think it's quite cute to look at, but it doesn't resemble Fairy World very much, and the aesthetic here would probably be a bit sickening for some people. It's just a lot of pink sugary stuff. It probably would get very sickening for people to look at very quickly. I personally like the way the level looks because I think that it's very different from everything else in the game. It's very cutesy and odd. It kind of sticks out. I'm not sure if it sticks out in a good way or not. Anyway, it's mostly platforming, and the platforming is alright. There's nothing really wrong with it. Just lots of basic moving platforms. If you use Jimmy, then this entire level's platforming challenges are nothing. They're absolutely nothing. You can't really call them challenges at that point. If you're wondering if Fairy World, because, Fairy World seems like an interesting place, if you're wondering if it's been done better in other games that has the two dedicated Fairly Odd Parents games on console, you can just play those. Fairly Fairy Odd. This game is fairly odd in quite a few ways. I'm just being impatient. This isn't actually difficult. I'm just being very, very impatient. For no particular reason, it seems. If you're wondering, are there any unique hazards to this level, I guess there are multiple answers to that. There are the anti-fairies which shoot laser bolts at you. So that's something. You can just run past the laser bolts, though. They rarely ever hit you. And there is a unique-ish minigame. The minigame isn't specific to this level. We have seen it before, but it might as well be specific to this level, because I associate it with this level so strongly. And it only appears in another level for like a minute, maybe under a minute. I'm not going to lie, I like the way this level looked a lot more before I played Dora Saves the Crystal Kingdom, because now I associate these sparkles with a very specific part of that game, the only part of that game I actually enjoyed, but it reminds me of the rest of the game, which I really hated. We're near the end of the level now. The end of the level is that gate. But we can't go there yet because we have to stop these machines. These fairy catching machines. And then after we stop all these fairy processing machines, we can leave the level and fight Crocker. The problem is these fairy processing machines. They are the problem. They are the problem in so many ways. I wish the level would just let me run straight to the Crocker boss fight. I would prefer that. But as soon as we touch one of these fairy processing machines, we start hell. The hell minigame. The minigame from hell. I hate this minigame. The thing sucks down the fairies, and if it sucks down too many of them, then it's over. We have to drop the anti-fairies into the machine. And you've seen this minigame before. I already explained how it works before. Last time it was jellyfish, this time it's fairies. But it's worse this time. And you may think, okay, fairies... 30 fairies is a reasonably large number, so this isn't that bad, right? 30 fairies is a pretty large number. Oh, it gets worse. The number of fairies that you're allowed to let in the machine lowers each time you do one of these. It's great. And it didn't take me several hours and make me want to destroy the video game or anything like that. No, not at all. I'm just a little upset. It's fine. I really like the rest of this game, and I don't want this to ruin it. So let's not comment over any more of these mini games. So we don't fight Crocker in some kind of super crazy machine or anything like that. Instead, Crocker stays in his normal human form and just runs around chasing us on this rainbow trail. How we defeat Crocker is we use Timmy's time-stopping power to stop Crocker while he's under one of the storm clouds. Crocker normally won't get zapped by the storm clouds because he's smart enough to stop before they zap him. He won't walk underneath them while they're doing that. So we have to time our power carefully to stop him while he's standing right underneath one. So he'll actually get zapped, and we have to do that 3 times. It's not very difficult. It's a creative use of Timmy's special power. The most difficult thing isn't Crocker himself, it's accidentally running off the edge of the rainbow we're running on. And it can be hard to get the timing right, but that's just a matter of being patient instead of anything else, really. I don't dislike the boss battle. It's a little plain, and I think it's weird that Crocker still looks around. like, in an idle animation even after we froze in time. That seems a little strange to me. But aside from that, it's an okay boss, just a little bland for me.